Maurice Bay, the Helpful Trucker, here at the Tipper tonight, 7 o'clock, tipping my truck and my trailer. In this video, I'm gonna talk to you all about the benefits of my local truck driving job. Now, some of the benefits that I'm going to lay out for you are specific to my trucking job, my local truck driving job, and some of the benefits I'm gonna lay out to you are specific to local trucking jobs in general. So I'm just gonna run them off to you. Obviously, the first benefit of my local truck driving job is being able to be home every night, okay? I'm one of those guys that I can't be very far away from my family for very long periods of time. And so being a local truck driver helps me to satisfy that, which actually brings me to the second benefit of my local truck driving job. I'm never far away from anything, okay? As a local truck driver, I'm never far away from anything. If I got to get work done on my truck, I'm not too far away from the mechanic shop. If I got to get work done, hang on one second, let me flip this. The tipper has stopped. Get this right. There we go. Yeah. So I'm never far away from anything. If I need to get something done at a shop, I'm always close to a mechanic or somebody. I'm always running across people or running by people that I know out on the road. They'll tell me, like, when I'm not around close to my home base, when I'm out, 2.5 hours away, 2 hours away, because of the type of local truck driving job that I have, even that area is familiar to the drivers that I'm running back and forth past as I'm going up and down the road. So I'm never far away from anything. If I got to stop at home, if I got to get home, if I got to meet my wife somewhere, something in the middle of the day, if anything occurs, I'm never too far away from home, and that's a huge benefit for me. The next benefit of my local truck driving job is I'm never dealing with a dispatcher. Now, we have a dispatcher, but because I'm running the same route every day, which I'm gonna talk about that a little bit deeper in a second, but because I'm running the same route every day, I pick up from the same place and I bring my payload, what I'm picking up, which is wood chips, I bring it to the same place every day. Pick up from the same place, drop off at the same place, and I do that twice a day. So there's really no need for dispatch. If anything is going on at the plant that I'm picking up from, they send us an email and let us know they're starting late or whatever might be going on. So I'm not dealing with dispatch, which I really, really enjoy. Another benefit of my truck driving job, my local truck driving job that I have now, is the ability to multiply how much money a person can make that's on this job if they have multiple trailers. So this is one of those that doesn't necessarily apply to all local truck driving jobs, but I have done more than one local truck driving job where having access to multiple trailers will allow an individual to set up a backhaul, to be able to leave a trailer in one spot and get loaded while they're running the other trailer. Or, like, hypothetically, with this wood chip run that I'm doing right now, loading is simple. All we do is pull our trailers under a chute and open up the chute, and it drops the chips in from the top of the trailer. And then to unload the trailer, we just put the truck up on a tipper, which this truck is up on the tipper right now, dropping the stuff out of the back of the trailer. And so if I had access to multiple trailers, I could load up a couple of them while I'm down at the facility that we pick up from. They close at 4:30, and so obviously we're limited to time, but we would be less limited to the time that they close with multiple trailers. And again, this isn't the only local truck driving job I've done that offers a person that has multiple trailers the ability to increase their money just by being able to finagle and put stuff together, right? So I love having the ability to be able to multiply my income just by having access to multiple trailers. So the next benefit of my local truck driving job is the pay. The pay is pretty much straightforward, okay? On this, what I do right now in front of these wood chips, the pay is by the ton. So it's X amount of dollars by the ton, okay? And you can do as many as you want to, as many loads as you want to in a day. So it's real simple pay. No, detention pay and layover pay and bonus and hazard and you didn't have an accident, none of that, all that stuff. Just real simple, straightforward pay. Now, obviously not all jobs, local truck driving jobs are gonna pay by the ton like this right here does. Some pay by the mile, and some pay by the load. You run the load from point A to point B, and you get paid X amount of dollars. This particular one is paid by the load, but all of the local truck driving jobs that I've done, that I've been involved in, all of the pay is really simple and really straightforward. And the last benefit of running local, I don't have to do ELD. All right, so I gave you some of the pros of my local truck driving job. It'd be wrong and unfair of me to not give you a few cons of my local truck driving job as well. So one of them just now happened right in front of your face. You see how it was nighttime just a second ago and now it's daytime? I'm able to do that because I'm actually recording this portion of the video the next day. I'm recording this on another day, but that is how routine my job is. I go and pick up from the same place and I drop off to the same place every single day, 2 to 3 times a day. I take the same route, go from the same place to the same place, see the exact same things, pass the exact same landmarks every single day, right? Now me, that doesn't bother me. I've heard some people before say, like OTR guys, they're like, man, that would drive me crazy seeing the same stuff every single day. Me, it don't bother me at all. If I'm making the money that I want to make, I that's what I'm out here for, right? That's what I'm out here for. So I'm more or less concerned. I'm not really concerned with the monotony of my day. Now, working this local truck driving job, I have had other local truck driving jobs where, the place has 20, 30, 40, 50 different places that they deliver to, and being that I'm pulling their freight, I'm going to those different places. And I'm like a round robin I'm seeing the same things, but I'm not seeing the same things every day. I'm going to different places every day. But after, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of doing that, you start to see the same places 2 and 3 times, obviously. But this local truck driving job that I'm on right here, from the same place to the same place every single day, you could argue that is overwhelmingly monotonous, but it doesn't matter to me. Another thing about another con or drawback, you could say, of a local truck driving job, and this is one that OTR guys or regional guys may even agree with, so I'm not sure if this one should even be on the con list. This may just be something that truckers are going to deal with in general. What was that? In general, is the fact that with local OTR, with local truck driving, every local truck driving job that I had my truck on for the last 4.5 years, you got to get started early. You got to get started early in the morning, and you got to get started early in the morning regularly, all the time, if you want to make money, if you want to get in, if you want to get in line early for the drivers that arrive early, if you want to get started early, whatever, however way you look at that, there's a bunch of different reasons why, but there's never any benefit to starting late when you're doing local. I've met a few guys that have done local before, that have done over the road before, and they've come to local, and that seems to be one of the issues that a few people that I've spoken to have had problems with, making the transition from the sleeping habits that you get to have doing OTR as opposed to doing local. Obviously, some OTR guys would say, hey man, I get started early every morning as well. But with OTR, you do have the freedom of not necessarily having to get up at 3:15, 4 o'clock every single morning in order to ensure that your day goes well. So you could argue that that is another con of a local truck driving job. Another con that I could say about my local truck driving job and about the being a local truck driver is because you got to get started early and you're up against the clock all the time on most days. Now, this job that I'm on right now, that my truck is on, I'm not necessarily up against the clock like I have been on other local truck driving jobs. But I have had local truck driving jobs where you're constantly up against the clock every day, all day. You don't feel like you can afford to stop. You don't feel like you can afford to pull over, which most guys, again, it's like I'm getting paid to drive. I don't get paid to stop and pull over. So you could argue that that's not even a valid point. But at some point you may want to stop, you may want to pull over, you may want to anything for any reason, right? For any reason. But with local truck driving, you're constantly up against the clock. You're feeling like you're constantly up against the clock. You only got a certain amount of hours in a day. You want to be home, have your day over by a certain time, or that the places that you pick up to, or pick up from, or deliver to, close or open at a certain time. So you're within that time frame of when those places are open and closed, and so you're wanting to go balls to the wall basically all day. And because you're doing that, and you're constantly getting up early, and you're constantly feeling like you're against the clock, there are a lot of people that say that they've done OTR and regional, and they were more tired with doing OTR. Excuse me, they were more tired with doing local than they were with doing OTR and doing regional. And I can get that. Again, with OTR and regional, I can imagine that during your down times you get a little bit more time to unwind. Whereas with local, 5 days a week, all day, especially during the winter times, you're sun up to sun down. And when you get done, you don't really have a lot left. A lot of that time is spent. A lot of that time is spent recuperating. So I would say that that's the third con or drawback of a local truck driving job. And probably the last one that I can come up with is if you're local. Again, this one doesn't necessarily affect my local truck driving job that my truck is on right now currently. But if you are local, you could be in a position where you find it really, really difficult to do things like getting to the DMV, or getting your car to the shop, or getting your wife's car dropped off at the shop, or any of the things that a person would have to do that need to be done during 9 to 5 that require you to be there in person. You might find that a little bit difficult depending on the type of local job that you have. That is not really much of a factor with my local truck driving job that I'm on right now, that my truck is on. There's my brother. That's one thing I love about this, and I'm glad that came up. Let me stop this phone from shaking. I'm glad I just now passed my brother Coconut. He's been on the channel before, because one reason why not getting admin things or not getting little stuff done for my local truck driving job, whereas with some people it would be an issue, is because with me, everything is close by, right? Everything is close by. I just dropped off where I drop off at. My house is 10 minutes away. I have family members and relatives and people that I deal with and talk to on a regular basis that come through here all the time, through this, where I am right now, this area. The guy that I bought my CB radio from just a couple of weeks ago, I see him coming through here all of the time. And so I'm never far away from anything with the truck driving job that I have. When I go to pick up, like I'm going to right now, 2 hours away from here, but because me and the other guys that I deal with are all running the same route, I've had some of them stay out this way and some of them stay out that way. And they're like, hey man, if you ever have an issue out here, let me know. I got people that can help you out here. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm never far away from anything. I see family members. I saw my brother just now rolling through here. I saw my cousin just a few minutes ago up at the store when I came through here. And so some people on a local truck driving job may find it hard to get little things done. because you're running all day and you're on the clock all day, or you're feeling like you're on the clock all day, you're feeling like you're up against the clock all day. But with the right setup, with everything close by, that just kind of works out for me. If I ever need to stop at the bank, I just actually passed my bank when I left the plant just now. If I need to stop at my mechanic, which I had to stop by my mechanic yesterday, I had a hose go out. He's right on the route. I got a couple of different mechanics that are right on the route that I run every day. So everything's close by. There's never a feeling like I'm too far away from anything. If I gotta shut my day down early, if I gotta meet my wife in the middle of the day, none of that stuff is a huge issue for me with my local truck driving job. So there you pretty much have it. A few of the pros and cons of my local truck driving job. If you are looking around on YouTube for information, trying to figure out a couple of the differences between being OTR, being regional, and being local, and you was wondering some of the pros and cons of being local, I hope this video helped you out. If you found it valuable, do me a favor, give me a like. If you have subscribed to the channel already, stay close. If you haven't, the hell you waiting for? Maurice Bay, the Helpful Trucker here. For more helpful CDL tips, go here or consider subscribing to my YouTube channel right here. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but instead you chose to be here with me, and I really appreciate that.